Hello, my name is Nida Hashmi, and I'm presenting a proposal for an online training on car seat safety. This training is meant for parents, both new and experienced, grandparents, nannies, babysitters, and anyone else who will be using their car to transport a child. This topic is an important one, and one of the first challenges a parent faces is picking out the correct car seat and installing it, typically before the baby is even born. Then, as the child grows, the parents must go through the whole process of choosing a car seat and installing it again and again until the child is old enough to use the vehicle's seat belts. As a parent, I was very overwhelmed by all the choices and regulations on car seats when my kids were young, and I spent a lot of time to research car seat safety. In today's busy lifestyle, many parents and caretakers don't have that kind of time, so a course like this is perfect for them to educate themselves on this important topic. The information can be condensed and taught in a 20-minute training to cover all of the most important points. A busy parent or caretaker can go through this training on their own schedule and at their own pace. An important point before starting any training is to be able to motivate the learner and help them understand why the training is important and why they should care. In this case, there's a lot of research to back up the importance of car seat safety, including the fact that 3 out of 4 car seats are not used correctly. Let's go over our goals for this training. So at the end of the training, the learner will be able to identify the need for car seat safety. They'll be able to choose the right kind of car seat for their child and install the car seat into their car. They'll also be able to use the harness to properly put their child into the car seat and secure them. So first, the learner must understand the need for car seat safety. They'll be able to understand the risks of using a car seat incorrectly, and they'll be able to explain when the car seat is being used incorrectly, recognize when the car seat is being used incorrectly, and also identify common issues with car seats, such as the chest clip being placed too low or the straps becoming twisted. The learner also needs to be able to choose the right kind of car seat for their child. This all depends on the age and size of the child. If the child is an infant, the correct car seat will be different than if the child is a preschooler. Once the right kind of car seat has been chosen, the learner will be able to install the car seat into their vehicle. They'll be able to examine the car seat to check if it's front-facing or rear-facing and determine if the car seat needs a base. Typically, the base is only used with infant car seats because they have to be at a precise angle, since infants have very weak neck control. Another important factor to consider is the hardware needed to connect the car seat to the car. Most cars manufactured after 2003 have a latch and anchor system, and all car seats available in the market are compatible with these systems. It's also important to check that the car seat is not moving around once it's installed. Perhaps the most common misuse of car seats is when the child is placed into a seat but they're not buckled in correctly. Harness and strap placement is very important in car seats to ensure that the child is not able to get out of the seat and that in the case of an accident, the child is not injured. Our learner will be able to identify correct strap usage, such as making sure the straps are not twisted or loose. They'll be able to recall that the correct placement of a chest clip is always at armpit level, and that the harness should be tight enough that it cannot be pinched between 2 fingers. At the end of the training, students will be assessed in a few different ways. Multiple choice questions will be asked, and there will be diagrams in which the learner can choose the correct scenarios. There will also be opportunities for short answer questions and true and false questions. Here are some examples of what to expect. Here's an example of a true or false question and an example of a short answer question. Once the training is complete, our learner will be able to understand why it's necessary to use car seats correctly for their child. They'll also be able to explain how the car seat should be installed according to the type of seat that it is, and identify correct harness and clip usage. Of course, we're going to be consulting with subject matter experts to ensure that we have the correct information and that we're covering all of the most important points thoroughly. Some questions that may arise are: where is the safest place for a car seat in the vehicle? Do car seats expire? And when do you switch a car seat for a child? Once the training is complete, we will give our learner additional resources that they can use practically once they're ready to install the car seat or once they've already installed it. It's reassuring to have an expert take a look at the car seat, and there are many trained police officers and firefighters and safety stations who can take a look at the car seat and ensure that it's properly installed. Thank you for considering my proposal. I hope to work with you to create an effective and beneficial training for parents and caretakers.